Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the news. Who's not excited about a news show about car audio? But before we get to that, first, the weather. What do we have for weather today, Fernando?
Oh man, right now I don't know.
Just look at your watch. It's literally right there in front of you.
It doesn't load the data. I don't know, it's weird. Okay, 73.
It did load the data because I could see it from me.
Dude, I don't know.
73, partly cloudy,
Yes.
slight breeze out of the northwest. Everything is doing wonderful. It's beautiful morning here in Florida. It's great to have the top down on the way into work.
I'm gonna say okay.
Oh, it is. Trust me. You know, pimp status.
No,
top
yeah.
down.
Yeah, sure.
Yelling out, whatever. Yeah.
To who?
Nobody. Honestly, I just try to be as quiet as possible and just make it here alive. But we have a ton of news for you. We didn't have news last week, which means we got news for you this week. We got a bunch of it to get to. It's a whole bunch. Reality, it's just a ton of news. And I want to jump right into it because this first story that we have is pretty awesome. Let's go to Media Player 2. And boom. Oh my gosh. For those of you that somehow don't know about JL Audio, JL Audio intros the Max and Tune 4.
Mm-hmm.
Tune 4 is an update to their not very loved DSP software. It's definitely one of the most loved hate softwares that go wide. Yeah, go big on that. Yeah, ooh, look at that. How sexy is that? Yeah, I know, it's so cool. Anyways, oh, not that one. I'll go back to here. There's the article, of course.
Thank you to See Outlook for providing us.
Yeah, we'll get back to that.
All
we'll
that.
Get back to that. Anyways, Tune 4 is it's a new revamp of the software used to do everything DSP. So Tweak, VXI, the whole thing is all getting redone. They now have it to where you can plug a USB microphone into your laptop, an existing USB microphone, use something that you already have. So I'm thinking, I wonder if you could use like a U-Test mic. I'm thinking you probably could, and do some basic acoustic tuning with it. However, for the more extreme users that would like to have the best of both worlds, we have the Max. It's a 5 microphone array that does all kinds of measurements. Freaking awesome. Retail on it is going to be $3,500 for those of you that immediately, like myself, are like, just tell me how much. Just tell me how much. So what we're looking at is $3,500. If you're a JL dealer, I'm assuming right now you'll be the first to get your hands on it. They're taking pre-orders next month to ship hopefully sometime in December. We, of course, are not a JL dealer, which means I have to find a JL dealer that's willing to order me one so that I can have it.
Yeah.
Because I really would like to get my hands on one of these. It looks pretty cool.
No, this is not an amplifier.
It's not an amplifier. It's an RTA.
Yeah.
It's
nice.
their version of an RTA.
And what it does is really cool.
Well, okay, so they've managed to take a lot of the things and then just put it into one device. It's nothing revolutionary, meaning it's nothing you can't currently do with some products. Some products have this stuff built in, but this will allow you to, if you're a VXI user or anything that uses Tune 4 now, you can plug this into and push this information over to the amplifier. So you can do auto. This is basically auto setup as well. So you can use it with anybody's. It's a standalone RTA.
Correct.
But you can also use it to tune your VXI amplifiers because it'll push the data that it's compiled over to this. It is not going to be. It is not a struggle for us against an IRTA2. For one, the IRTA2 is $250. This is $3,500.
Oh yeah.
Two, the IRTA2 is a consumer-based product that will do 2-channel metering. There again, this is like most RTAs where it's got to do one, I believe. So I'm not real worried about it.
No,
from that regard.
No. I think it's a different.
Plus, this is a big product you have to set up. You're purposely doing this. This isn't something you're going to be like, is there a difference between an RTA and a DSP? Exactly. Yes, because a DSP is a digital sound processor and an RTA is a real-time analyzer. Analyzer is the tool that you use to set up a DSP. That's a great question. I honestly never. That might be something we talk about in fundamentals on Monday. The difference between an RTA and a DSP and the correlation between the two. All right, stay tuned to Monday. Thank you. That'll be the topic on Monday. We'll dig deeper into that because we got a bunch of stories we need to get to today. Speaking of DSPs, let's just boom right into it.
Okay.
PRV launches their first DSP. Now, we've seen DSPs like this in the past to where they don't plug into a laptop. They just have a little control screen on the front there. I've yet to get my hands on one, but I think this might be the one. I'm thinking I want to get my hands on something like this and just play with it. If anything else, listen, these are not to be confused with some of the bigger DSPs. These are purposely built DSPs to do specific things like loud systems.
Yeah.
Okay. So 10 channel, 2 channels of input, which is all you need for a loud system. 4-way independent output control with parametric EQ. So they're very basic in the sense. They do have limiters built into them, which is really cool, which there again, for the reason why you're buying this, if you're building a loud system, limiters make sense. You want to be able to maximize your tweeters at a specific, make sure everything gets to where it needs to, and then have a roll down for it. Anyways, this is a new DSP they've come out with. They're not the first by any stretch of the imagination. So I just want to get my hands on one and kind of just play with it and see how it works, because it is a cheaper alternative to a DSP. And I know there are going to be some people out there that this is a good answer for. Now, as far as how clean it is and all that other stuff, there again, it's intended purpose. Not necessarily a situation where you have to worry about how clean it is. And if you're trying to build a sound quality system, you're probably not interested in something like this.
Exactly. Yeah. Hey, I mean,
yeah,
a specific product for specific people.
What size motor comes in it?
I know.
You know, there again, hey, ain't for everybody. DMRTA, you can pick up audio control. It'll do 90% of what you guys need it to do in the world is $800. So $3,500 isn't going to be for everybody. We're just reporting the news because, hey, people need to know. Probably it will definitely be before Christmas. It's just a matter of we've been, as everyone knows, we've been really swamped. So we will get it out as quick as humanly possible. Trust me, I want them out of my house. So nothing to worry about there. Moving on. This is a follow-up to a story reported about earlier. Remember this? Remember this? For those of you guys that don't know what this is the Spotify. Yeah. What is it called? It's called a car thing. This is a Spotify car thing. This was something that they came out with that you stick on your dash and you just control Spotify. It's got a knob. It's got some artwork. Yeah. I don't know why your phone can't do the same thing, which I'm pretty sure it does. However, because it has to pair up to a phone, so it's not like... Yeah. Okay. Anyways, it was for select people, invitation only, meaning you had to be like a Spotify power user to get your hand on it. However, now it is opened up to everybody. It's $80. You can get on the list, and when they have more, they will, sell one to you. But just wanted to follow up anyone that's a Spotify power user that was kind of bummed they didn't get their hands on one. And then in new product, this is kind of one of those things that I wanted to talk to you about. After spending a week at Rockford and looking at all the Harley Davidson stuff that is everywhere. Yeah. Seeing this. Wasn't for, yes, it was preview. Yep, that's correct. There's a lot of money to be made in these motorcycles. Yes. Because these are, let's be honest, if you're a motorcycle guy, chances are good you don't have the cheapest motorcycle in the world. They spend a lot of money on motorcycles, making them pretty and fun. It has become a new hobby for sure. I mean, fixing up motorcycles has been something everyone has done for a long time. And we all know that in the market, there's going to be expensive stuff and there's going to be cheap stuff. And Well, Boss has decided to throw their hat in the ring, and what we have and what we're looking at here is the new Boss Audio Harley Davidson system, which consists of a pair of 3.5-inch two-way speakers, molded plastic grill inserts, and it is going to be for the 98 to 2013 Road Glide, and a Class D 4-channel 600-watt amplifier with model-specific mounting trays, pardon me, and wiring harnesses with a retail of $580. Okay.
I'm gonna say the same thing. Okay.
Okay. I mean, I'm assuming we needed this in the market. You know, that someone has a beat up 98 990 motorcycle. They just want to replace those crappy speakers on it. This will be the perfect upgrade for that, because I understand that not everybody wants to spend $1,000 or whatever, you know, $1,500 on a set of speakers for their older motorcycle. So for all those people, you now have a solution that is a plug and play style at a reasonable amount of money.
Yeah, I mean, if that's what you're looking for, yeah, why not?
Well, you know, and really, I thought what I thought was kind of the story here was when everyone was like, hey, how come they haven't come out with any new car audio stuff? This is why. But and it's not just this manufacturer, it's all the manufacturers. All the manufacturers play this game of follow and catch up. So if one manufacturer moves over here and they show any form of success in that industry, everyone else runs over there and tries to get some of that money too. And eventually they all saturate it, and you know, someone will come along and give you the cheapest thing in the world, and then that market is destroyed. And then they'll leave that, and someone will go off over here, and as soon as they see success in that market, they all just and they run over here, and then they destroy that market. And that's just kind of how the 12-volt industry, and I'm sure a lot of others, have kind of evolved over the years. So eventually, you know, there'll be a point in time where money can be made on a specific product or a specific feature, like wireless CarPlay or CarPlay. When those first came out, it was kind of a blessing, because we as retailers were able to finally make money on radios again. And we, of course, knew that that was going to be short-lived. And of course, it is short-lived, because you can now pick up a CarPlay radio for $299, and it's not a feature anymore than anyone. It's like it's just expected. And of course, that has also driven down the price of the non-CarPlay radios to a point to where it's just like buying a CD player back in you know, the early 2000s. You got a $100 CD player? Yeah, now it's, you know, you can get a touchscreen for $120.
Yeah.
Piece of crap, but you know, kind of get what you pay for. Anyways, moving on to the next story. Isn't this exciting? Another new product to hit the market, speaking of CarPlay, is we have the new ZZ Play for Land Rover. That's right. If you're driving a Land Rover, if you know anyone who has a Land Rover, this is for some of the older Land Rovers that did not come with CarPlay or Android Auto. Now ZZ2 makes a plug-and-play option for you. It's not as easy as a dongle, but if you caught the ZZ video we did where Rich, nice enough, talked about all the products and how they plug in with T-harnesses and fun stuff like this. This is going to be something like that, where it's going to be a module that T-harnesses in and will give you cool features, like you'll be able to add up a backup camera, a front camera, as well as you can do some smartphone mirroring on it, as well as have wired CarPlay and Android Auto. So if you have an older Land Rover, this might be a solution for you. This will also work in some of the Jaguars. Basically, what we're looking at is 2012 to 16 XF Jag, 12 to 16 XJL. Land Rover, you're basically looking at anything that starts at 2012 to 2016. Discovery 4, Freelander, LR2, LR4, Range Rover Sport, Evoque, the Vogue, and then the 15 to 16 Discovery Sport. And then 17 to 19, you're looking at the Discovery Sport, Evoque, Sport, Velar, and the Vogue. And then some of the new Jags also. You have E-Pace, F-Pace, JK, JKL, FX, and EX. And I always said JK, I meant XJ.
Just go to the website so you can see everything.
And of course, there's some of the newer ones also. So this has things all the way up to 2021. All those same models of Land Rover. So definitely want to check that out if you're one of the unfortunate people that have a Land Rover and you don't have CarPlay. Android Auto. Oh boy, look at that.
It's a lot of containers.
That's a lot of containers, which means we're no longer talking about what's new in the industry. We've moved on to, hey, guess what? What's going on in the industry? Well, if you've been following along, you'll know that it has just been a nightmare for anybody, not just 12 volt, anybody to get packages brought in. Now, before we go on to that, I would like to say thank you. Why did I do that? Sorry, hit the wrong button. Been a week. I'd like to say thank you to CE Outlook. CE Outlook has provided us with all these cool stories that we get to bring to you. Now, if you'd like the full story, make sure you head over to CE Outlook. We will have links in the description after you're done. You can read them and compile your own information, as well as follow the links to where she got her information from. But thank you, CE Outlook, for letting us do this show. It makes it so much fun for all of us. And besides, it gives me something to do Thursday night before I go to bed. Because who wants to sleep? It's overrated. Back to the show. So as we were saying, one of the problems that we've run into over the course of this pandemic is, well, for one, finding workers, and two, keeping the docks open. I mean, I look at just the back of this ship and think, that's a lot of work. I don't want to do all that much work.
Yeah.
And then we know there's dozens of these ships with hundreds of containers sitting on them. However, good news, the White House announced today it has helped broker a deal to keep Port of Los Angeles in operation for 24/7. The Port of LA now joins the Port of Long Beach, which began 24/7 operations about 3 weeks ago. This should nearly double the hours that cargo can be passed through these busy ports, according to various reports. And of course, certain receivers, such as Walmart and whatnot, have, of course, they take deliveries now at any time during the day to ease the delivery schedule. If you are a manufacturer or if you are someone that does expect deliveries, now you could get deliveries at pretty much any time. So you have to kind of, if you want the product, you got to be there. So sometimes you might have to be there at 10 o'clock at night on a Sunday to get your stuff in. However, it's better than not having it, so we can all get back to buying the cool products that we all want.
Yeah.
So that's it. That's exciting. It's not all the news, but I'm just excited that here's the funny part. We all know Christmas is coming.
Yeah.
All right. And let's be honest, whether you celebrate Christmas or not, or any variation of a December holiday, I celebrate Christmas. I'm a big Christmas fan. I really like it. So not that I dismiss any other holiday. I don't. I feel like if you're a fan of that holiday, like I am a fan of my holiday, we are partying on. So
yeah.
I think it's great. You know, I look forward to it as most people do their holidays. But seeing how Christmas is the bigger holiday, and we all know that the news reports of shortages, the Teddy Ruxpins that nobody got because they just couldn't make enough, or the Sony PlayStations that little Johnny won't get to open up underneath his tree because his mom didn't want to camp out in front of a Best Buy for 48 hours to get the 3 that they have coming in. We don't want to hear horror stories like that. No. We want to make sure that our cargo gets from point A to point B so that little Johnny can sit underneath his Christmas tree Christmas morning and be super happy.
Yeah.
I feel that's one of the main reasons why this is happening, because let's be honest, they could have done this months ago. But for some reason now in October, it's a big deal. Come on. This has been a problem for the last year and a third. They could have done this and kept things moving.
Yeah.
I don't understand why it took them this long. This is just ridiculous. I mean, it's 100% ridiculous. But that's just my thought on the matter. Do you have a thought before we move on to the next story?
Nope.
You don't even want to step into that one?
I mean, yeah.
Speaking of seeing cool stuff, Metra is celebrating 75 years of innovation. 75 years, man. 75 years doing this. Holy cow. That is pretty amazing. Now, for those of you that are fortunate enough to go to SEMA in a week or two, in 2 weeks, not next week, but the week after, they will be having a bunch. They will be there, and apparently they will be there stacked because they're going to have a ton of stuff going on there. They'll be teaching some classes. They will be just displaying a ton of product in celebration of the 75th anniversary. So definitely, if you have the opportunity to head out to SEMA, then go and check this stuff out. However, if you'd like to read a really nice piece about this, then just head over to CE Outlook with the link we have down below, because she did do a really nice write-up and kind of a history of Metra. Did you read it?
No.
Oh, you should. It was nice. It kind of, I like timelines like that, because I mean, you got 75 years. I mean, when you look at it, Rockford's only been doing this 40. Yeah. Kickers, I don't know, 35, something like that.
Yeah.
So it's they've been doing this a really long time. So congratulations to them. And technology, we all are Apple users, aren't we? No? Okay. Anyways, for those of you that are Apple users, you recognize this as a CarPlay, and I believe this is in a Honda. Well, one of the things that we all just kind of sit there and think to ourselves is, why can't we use CarPlay to do more things in our car? Why can't we use Android Auto, for that matter, to do more things in my car? Like, I should be able to say, hey, what's my tire pressure? Hey, turn the temperature up, turn on the air conditioner. Siri can interact and do all kinds of neat things. If she can find me the closest McDonald's to my geographic location while cruising down the road doing 50 miles an hour, she definitely should be able to tell me what my tire pressure is at the same time, as well as possibly, I don't know, turn on the air conditioner, turn on the heat, turn the car left, right, turning right, turn on the turn signal. I don't know. There's a lot of things that I feel that they could do. Apple agrees with us on that, and they are slowly but surely starting to add these features to it. Now, just basic features in the radio, like turn up the subwoofer, put it to preset 2, things like that, I think would be really cool. There again, at normal listening levels, you could probably get Siri to do stuff like that. But if you need to be like, hey, Siri, okay, she didn't turn on, which is good.
Yeah.
Turn up my subwoofer.
Do you use Siri a lot?
Do I use Siri a lot? Actually, I think the only time I use Siri is when we ask a question here and we don't know the answer, and I'll go, hey, Siri. I use her to call people every now and then.
Okay.
But I don't know. I grew up doing stuff on my own.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. For me, asking Alexa, Siri, and all these people to do stuff, I'm like, no.
Well, we're all so busy nowadays. So, being able to just ask someone else to do stuff for us seems like a really good idea. Because let's be honest, we can't do anything on our own anymore. I mean, we need help.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't know. There again, I don't think this stuff is for us, Fernando.
Yeah.
I think this stuff is for Naomi, for Haley, for the young people of the world that have it so hard right now. I mean, having to get up and go to school 5 days a week is got to be a torturous thing to do. I don't know how they've managed to do it. I got to be honest with you.
Yeah.
It's just a struggle. And to have a device in the palm of their hand that basically gives them access to the whole world, as opposed to, let's say, an encyclopedia. I had to even remember what that was called. That I don't know how you can manage to get through the day with having all the information in the world in the palm of your hands. That has to be a burden on your shoulders. That is so hard.
Yeah.
Not having to go to a library and search for something that has to be pure torture. Being able to just wake up in the morning, grab your phone, and see what the world is doing, the schedule, the temperature. I don't know how you exist in a world like that. It's got to be difficult. I mean, thank God we're old, and I agree with you. That's a good point. Yes, if a check engine light comes on, having the ability for the car to tell you instead of having to plug in one of those stupid OBD2 adapters. Now, there again, if you look at something like iData dash kits can talk to the car. They can look at the OBD2 data, and they can give a check engine light, and they'll also tell you the code, and you can reset it. So it's not like it's a big step, I would think, to be like, this check engine light came on. This is the code it threw, and then have Siri come on and say, you have a check engine light. It is this code. This code is commonly this. Would you like to have me schedule you an appointment at the car dealership to have this serviced? Like, I mean, there again, we've seen it in movies, so we just have to assume at some point it's going to come. I'm holding my breath, though, because who doesn't want that? Moving on. Some of you out there, and you know who you are, may have got a letter like this. It says, Dear Ryan, sorry about your name being in there, but you posted it on Facebook, so, hey, whatever. As an online retailer, we are required to collect Illinois sales tax from customers at the time of purchase, our website. However, our system has been acting erroneously. Ooh, big words. And your recent order listed below were not properly charged Illinois sales tax when you placed the item. Now, basically what this is saying is that they didn't update their software, and you bought some stuff from Scar Audio, and they didn't collect the appropriate sales tax that Illinois is requiring. Now, I'm sure this happens to a lot of retailers out there. And, if you do it once, you do it twice, oops, my bad. You eat it. You eat the $87 that happened to be. And you fix your software so you don't have to send out. Like, if you send out more than 10 or 20 of these, like, you're obviously really busy and selling a lot of stuff to Illinois. You need to fix your shit. However, it's not spam, as 90% of us would assume it is, because we don't trust anything anymore. That's just how we are. Everyone's out to scam us. I built this automated email in hopes that our customers would want to help support us given our recent requirements to collect sales tax, where we are meeting Nexus laws. Yeah. I'm just kind of giggling at this because I really don't see. First off, let's play this for what it is. You're buying there because we're going to assume you want the product, but the product is reasonably priced. So you bought it because it was reasonably priced. There's pretty much no work. Now, don't get me wrong. He might have paid this. He might be honest. I would have paid it because I would have felt bad. But the reality is most people don't want to spend another $87. That's why they're buying it online in the first place, because they want to spend the least amount of money possible. And they don't want to pay sales tax because that's $87. That's almost another $100 more. They could have just bought it locally. And, so what are you got any thoughts on this one? I mean, throw me something, man. I know it's churning in your head. I know it is.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Yeah, see, there you go.
Yeah,
25 says it right there. I would have not paid the sales tax. Yeah, so if they send you that email, you're not getting it.
I mean, if you made the payment and everything, it's not my fault. So
well, I get it. He's like, oh man, we made this huge mistake, and we're already operating on a shoestring budget, meaning they already discount the product way too much. So at $87, no matter what product they bought off him, he's lost money on this product because there is no way these products don't have the budget built into them to eat. I mean, his business model. I'm sorry, not necessarily his. I've never talked to him, but a lot of these business models are stack them high, sell a ton of the stuff at minimum margins, and just make money that way. Just flood the market with all these products. And then you have a computer glitch. It's going to cost you a couple $1,000s. I just think it's bad to ask a customer. Like, I don't like doing that. Like, if we screw up on an invoice or something like that, depending on what it is, like if it's something wrong with the car that we find after we take the car apart, that's on you. Like, we didn't know about it. And that's not our responsibility. Just like when you're having a house built, and you start building something, or when you're having something fixed, like, hey, guess what we found? If you're having your car repaired and the dealer is like, hey, we thought it was this, it's not, it's this. So now you have another $300-400 that you owe us. I mean, that's just the reality of this. And I get what happened here. In a perfect world, it would have never happened, but I don't know, man. I feel in that particular case, I don't think I would go back to the customer and ask them for something like that, because you're going to lose a customer. He's not going to want, I'm not going to pay the $87. That's your mistake, not mine. I mean, I feel like we're really weird in that way. Like if you go to buy something and somehow it got the $2.99 sticker on it instead of $50 like it was supposed to be, and you go, how many of you guys are going to go, It was $50. I mean, I don't mean to be mean, but it wasn't $3.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was 50. No, most of us can be like, cool, man. Thanks. I stole, but it was their fault.
I mean, you're not stolen.
Yeah, you're technically.
No,
So
why?
you know, because you knew better. You knew what you were doing.
So if they sell you something at one price, and then they
ask
ask you again,
if I'm just filling my cart with stuff,
mm-hmm.
and they're going beep, 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 and it comes up the wrong price,
mm-hmm.
I'm not paying attention to this. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not paying attention to that. However, if I walk in and I have to buy this thing right here, and I know this is $50,
mm-hmm.
I get up there and it scans $2.99.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how many of you are going? Are you sure that's the right price? Because on the shelf it said $50. Now, if the cashier goes, no, it's ringing up $2.99, it's your lucky day, you walk out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there again, it's just one of those weird situations. Technically, if it rang up that price, so we're all going to say the same thing. It rang up that price. Apparently, somebody screwed up. It's not my fault. I'm walking out. So
you're not stolen. You're paying for it. You're not paying the right money. You're not stealing it. It's stealing. It's not your problem that the people, they don't have a right software, or they have something going on in there. It's like,
there again, whatever gets you through the night.
I mean, I'm fine. But, I mean,
you know, to me, I look at it as, you know, because there's plenty of people like peel stickers off and put stickers. I don't know. I look at it as it all depends on the intent. Life is built on intent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't intend to steal it, but you also didn't intend to stop it. So, you know, I didn't mean to do that. Well, guess what? You did it. So you still did it.
That's not my fault. It's your problem.
It doesn't matter. Fault is.
It's your fault.
Now you have to fight the fault. It's just a trick. It's a slippery slope, man. It's just a slippery slope. You know, I don't believe there's any right answer or any wrong answer. It's just a moral answer. You know, if you do everything you can to pay the right amount of money for it and you still walk out the door, you can hold your head high. You say, hey, listen, I talked to the cashier. I did this. I did that. Boom. Either way, if you got one of these letters from SCAR because you live in Illinois and they didn't charge a tax, do whatever you feel is best and, you know, get you through the night. Personally, I get it. I know why you bought the stuff in the first place, so it's okay. No big deal. But keep in mind this. If anything happens to that amplifier and you need it serviced, or not saying they would hold anything from you, but I'm just saying, when you need something back from them in return, you owe them, technically you owe them money, even though I get what you're going to say. Yeah, I don't know. Be good people. That's all it is. The moral of the story is be good people.
You talked to your boy? I
did not talk to my boy, but I did send him a message before. Before we end this, we would just like to give a special shout out to our boy Mel. Mel, for those of you that don't know, is a Phantom. Mm-hmm. And a Phantom is the guy that drives around in a cool truck and does things for Amp Global. Well, Mel is also a SPL competitor, and he just knocked it out of the park this year. Mm-hmm. Set some world records, set some state records. He just set all kinds of records and came home with all kinds of trophies. So congratulations to Mel for doing that. He's been on the show before. Big fan. Good job, Mel. Good job.
World champion.
That's right. Yeah, he just killed it, man.
Yeah.
He's beating that stuff down. We'll have to get him on and let him talk about it someday. You know, now maybe we'll do it. We'll show and we'll get him on for like a half hour.
You should guys like you, High Five Vega, do
No, I want to get him on our channel, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I want to get him on ours. But boom. There you go, guys. That's the news. Thank you so much for watching. Do the Right Thing. It's not just a movie by Spike Lee. Did you ever see that movie?
No.
Of course not. You guys have a great day. It's Friday, which means tomorrow is Saturday. So make sure to tune in tomorrow night to YouTube.
Yep.
5-Star Car Stereo. We'll be doing our 6 o'clock show. Pretty excited. You guys have a great rest of your day. Oh, and I will say this. Make sure you follow us on Instagram. 5-Star Car Stereo. 5 minutes of 5-star. We haven't done it all week. I know it's been a really weird week for us. But we'll definitely be doing it today. So stay tuned. And guess what we got? Anyone guess what this is? Anyone guess? Just by seeing this little corner of the vehicle, I know everyone can guess what this is that we're working on. But you guys have a great rest of the day. We'll see you later on.
Bye, guys.
Where's it at? There we go.